Hey everybody at Kids Zone, it's so good to see you. Happy Friday! I hope you've had a good week. I sure have, but it's always good to see you here. I wanted to tell you a little bit about Sunday. Sunday is a special day that we remember in the church, and it's called Palm Sunday. Palm Sunday is the day that we remember when Jesus rode into the town of Jerusalem on a donkey, and people lined up the streets on both sides, and they waved palm branches at him, and they were shouting to him, "Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest." And so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about palms. Palms back then were a symbol of royalty. You only wave palm branches at someone who's very, very important, like a king. Now let me show you a palm. You may have palms like this in your own yard. My yard has lots and lots of palms. So I'll show you this one that I cut this morning. Whoop, there I am. Here I am. All right, this one is called a Japanese fan palm. And I have lots of these in my yard, lots of them. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about this special day. So Jesus had been walking around the country and doing some amazing things. People were listening to him, they were listening to what he said, they were watching what he did, and they saw him heal people. And so the people began to be convinced that Jesus was the King of Kings, the Jewish King of Kings, the Messiah, the one that they had been waiting for all of their life. So they were happy. They were celebrating. They wanted to have a party. You know, today when we have special people that we want to celebrate, we do other things, like you hear things like roll out the red carpet for this person. Or in Hollywood, the Hollywood people who have really made a name for themselves get to walk the carpet. That's a very special honor. Well, back then, people would line up on the streets and they would wave palm branches in celebration of this wonderful, wonderful king. So they were shouting and were excited like it was a party. But there were some other people in that crowd too. The Pharisees and the Sadducees, who happened to be the religious leaders of the day, did not like what they were seeing. They were the leaders. They didn't want the people in the town to begin to become so fascinated with this other person who they were looking at like a leader. Not only a leader, they were beginning to worship him like he was God. And they were not happy. Also, there was a Roman governor of Jerusalem back then, and he didn't like it either, because there was only one emperor and only one governor, and so they did not like the fact that these people were all stirred up with excitement about this wonderful man named Jesus. And so something happened, and they began to get very, very jealous. Have you ever been jealous? Yes, children can get jealous, so can adults. And it happens sometimes in the strangest ways. Maybe you have someone in your class. Maybe they're very, very good students. Maybe they always make good grades. And maybe the teacher just thinks they are, just so smart. And you try really, really hard, but they seem to get all the attention. And it kind of makes you feel bad inside. And everybody has to deal with some jealousy every once in a while. But the religious leaders back then were extremely jealous, and their hearts began to change about this man Jesus, and we'll hear more about that later. So traditionally at my home, we have always made palm crosses. So I wanted to show you how to make a palm cross. This is one I made just a few minutes ago, and I'm going to try to show you how to make one too. What you'll need is a little pair of scissors, and then find a palm. I don't know if you have some palms in your yard like me. I have lots of them. If you were at my house, I would give you lots of palms. And so I found some earlier today, and so I thought, well, let's just choose one of these. All right, we'll take one of these. You don't want them to be too big. And you see how big that is right there? What we're going to do is so fat that we're just going to split it right there in the middle and just pull it apart. Now the thing about palms is that they can get, like this end right here is kind of flimsy and kind of soft, and it gets kind of hard to manage. And so what I do is I take my scissors and I just cut that little piece off right there, okay? And then this side looks pretty good. So now I've got a nice long palm, and I'm going to show you how to make a cross. So the first thing that you do is you are going to take the top part and bend it towards your nose. See? Boop, like that. Bend it towards your nose just a little bit at the top. Just a little bit. It doesn't have to be very, very much. I'll turn this around so you can see. Okay? And then pinch it right here at the top. That just keeps it from going back into the same position that it was before. All right? Now, take your bottom one, the one that's down at the bottom. Okay? And you're going to bring that one up. Boop! Did it just hit your nose? It should have, or your chin. And so bring it up, see, from the bottom, and then go to the center where your thumb is, and you're holding it together with your thumb. Okay? And that's what it should look like. And again, pinch it down at the bottom so that it stays firm. Turn it back towards yourself again so that it's facing you, and this top part is sticking up in the air. Okay? All right, now we're going to make the cross arms. So I want you to take this top part and come towards the middle, and you're going to fold it kind of like a half triangle. Let me turn it around so you can see what I'm talking about. You see what that looks like? Sort of a half triangle. All right, I'm going to turn it back like that. So it should be facing you, and the arm should be extending out to your right. Okay, now we're going to fold it around itself once, go to the back, and now you've just brought it out so that now when you're holding it with your thumb, the arm should be off to the left. Okay, keep folding. Okay, now it's out to the right again. Now we're going to do something different. Now we're going to turn it around. Okay, all right, one more time. You just see what I did? All right, I'm going to turn it like that, and you hold it out so that the arm is extended to the right. Now you're going to make the arm. So take it where it is and fold it back on top of itself like that. Okay, that's your right arm. Don't let it go. And now you need to make the left arm of the cross. So fold it back so that it's out to the right once again. And you can kind of even them up a little bit, but each time you fold it, do the little pinch so that it doesn't let go. So now, this is what it should look like if you're looking straight on it in the front. Okay, I'll move my fingers. Okay, now it's time to shore it up. So you're going to take this long part, and what you've done at the top is you've made a pocket. You look inside there, you've made kind of a pocket. You see that? And you're going to push it through, and if you did it just right, you're going to see it coming down underneath your thumb. Don't let it go. You see that? You've made a pocket from the top, and it's coming down to the bottom. Don't let it go. All right? Hold it tight with your thumb and just pull, 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 pull until it gets good and snug. Okay? I'll try to move my finger without losing it, like that. Now, holding it tight again. Take that bottom, because it'll be down at the bottom. Take it again. Take it at the top. Find that little pocket that you've created for the top. And now take it down at the bottom. Hold it really tight. You have to be kind of an acrobat to do this. All right. Good and tight now. Give it a good hard pull. And there you have your cross. Isn't that pretty? in my family, before Palm Sunday, all of my kids would get together and we'd make palm crosses. So now you know how to do it. Let's do it again. And I want to tell you, it can get tricky, but don't get disappointed. Because sometimes if they're really, really thin, they're hard to fool with. And if they have these big fat like ribs on the back of them, you need to pull those off. So here we do it again. There we are at the top. Take the top part, fold it towards your face so that you're making a small little loop at the top. That's the top of your cross. See? Alright, now the bottom. Take the bottom. It's going to come, boop, tag you in the chin. Go back up to the center where you're holding it all together, like that. Now we're going to make the arm. This is where you bring it down to the halfway mark and make sort of a triangle. Hold it tight. And then you're going to do a wrap around, all the way around. Wrap. All the way around, wrap, 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 and keep on turning it one full turn. You've wrapped it all the way around and then turned it over like that. And now you're making your right arm. And now you're making your left arm. And now you're going to take this top part and lock it into that little space. You've made that pocket at the top. And this is where it gets tricky, because sometimes that's where that little skinny part of your palm gets kind of thin. And there we go again. And one more time at the top. One more time at the top. Lock it in into the little pocket that you see at the top. Just feed it in until you see it coming out of the bottom. And then when you see it coming out of the bottom, give it a little pull. Pull it really tight. Okay? This is something that we did all the time in my family when we were growing up. Everybody got a palm cross. And every one of my kids knows how to make one. And I hope now you do too. Have a great rest of the week. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you on Sunday. Bye.